How many of you have asked, is this a simulation? Because I know I have. Well, we are talking about today the School of Earth. Welcome everyone to Collective Consciousness. My name is Tiny and I'm your host, and I'm so happy to welcome you to the show where we focus on expanding your consciousness. The whole purpose are for individuals who are on their journey to self-mastery. So if that's an individual like yourself, take a minute and smash that subscribe button down below. Also hit the like button and share this with someone else who you think is in alignment with this message. Okay, let's dive on into today's topic. So like I said, we're talking about the School of Earth. What does that mean? Is that like a school where you learn about Mother Earth? No, that is actually what we are doing here on this planet. What is the School of Earth? I know many of you have probably seen The Matrix, right? Red pill or blue pill. Well, that is actually a metaphor for free choice. Okay, so we came here on this planet to learn how to utilize our free choice. And there's a famous quote, know thyself. Well, we as humans, we think that ourselves is our thoughts, our emotions, right? Our situations, our circumstances, or how we were nurtured or how we were raised. That's not actually true. Okay, yourself is an extension of the creative source. Yourself is an extension of pure source energy. You are part of what everyone calls God. You know, I try not to get religious, but this isn't about religion. This is about spirituality. You know, the universe, the creative source, God, spirit, whatever you want to refer to this entity as, you are an extension of that. So a lot of people think that God is this man up in the clouds and judges you for doing wrong. If God judges you for doing wrong, is that free choice? No. God does not judge you if you make mistakes or if you're a sinner. That is religion. That is colonialism. That is institutional implementation. Okay? So I just want everyone to be clear and to be aware that you come here, you have free choice, and let's say you make bad choices throughout your lifetime. What happens is at the end, it's like playing a Mario game, right? You play Mario and at the end of the level, boop, 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 you get smashed by the, I don't know, name a character. You get smashed by like the little mushroom things, right? Or whatever, right? You can tell I don't play Mario, huh? But at the end of the level, if you do not pass the level, what happens? You have to go back and start it again. So think of Earth like a level. You come here, you learn how to utilize your free choice, how to live with your emotions, right? We are spiritual beings having a corporeal experience. So what that means is we are spirit. We are mostly spirit. We are dead more than we are alive. You know what I mean? On this planet. And when I say dead, you know, I mean transitioned from the physical. So we are spiritual beings, but we are just having a physical experience. And we have to learn how to do that. When you have free choice, when you have access to emotions like us humans do, you have to discern and decipher what is the best course of action that will bring you back to that benevolence that you came from. That is the purpose of the School of Earth. That's why babies are so magical. They are transitioned from the womb, from the portal, right, which is the womb. And that spirit is a brand new spanking life in this planet. But imagine that spirit being old. Your soul is old. Your soul has been here multiple times, right? Hardly ever does anyone come to the School of Earth and get it the first time, right? We have to learn how to utilize our free choice. So what does that mean? Utilizing your free choice. So when you are in a situation Let's say, for example, someone is rude to you or someone cuts you off on the expressway. Consciousness is how you react. On a higher level of consciousness, you don't react in the same way that you would in a lower level of consciousness. So what that means is, say I get cut off in the middle of the road, right? I have to slam on my brakes. I almost get into a car accident. I could cuss that person out. I could be upset. I could allow that to like irritate me the rest of my drive. Or I could receive and release and understand that that person may be having a bad day, right? Consciousness is being able to see the God in yourself and the God in others, and being able to act through love and compassion, right? That is what consciousness is. That is my journey in life. That is my journey to help you in life, is to reach a level of consciousness where we only respond through love and compassion. A lot of the time we are shaped by our economy. We are shaped by our environment. We are shaped by the people around us who tell us you should and shouldn't do this, to fight back, that violence might be the answer, right? I remember when I was younger, I got in trouble a few times because I was in third grade, and this one girl had slapped me, or boy, I can't even remember, honestly. Some kid had slapped me in the face, and I don't know, I went to Catholic school. They said Jesus turned the other cheek. But then my mom, I know you're watching this, Mom. My mom was upset and I got in trouble. I got a little butt whipping when I got home. So I got smacked in the face and a butt whipping because I need to stand up for myself. Now, absolutely stand up for yourself and make sure people don't run over you. But at the same time, violence is not the answer. Okay? I feel like that is not a higher level of consciousness. However, there are some exceptions when it comes to like defending yourself, but that wasn't a fight. The girl just slapped me, right? If I was in a fight, absolutely, I would have fought. And I have been in a couple of fights before. They've always been with guys. I don't know what's to that. But in those situations, of course, I threw a couple punches. But, I'm just not a violent person. That violence and that like energy does not resonate with who I am spiritually. Does that make sense? Because I am on my road and I've always been, I feel like, close to the creative source. I've always known that I was more than just a person. I always knew that whatever I wanted in this life, I could achieve. I always knew that I was meant for more than just the regular Joe Schmo every day, right? But it's more so about being able to discern in the moment what is the highest vibrational route. So back to children, when we come into this earth, we are still pure, right? We are still part of that creative source. We are still very close to it. And that's why children are so innocent, like I said, and magical, right? They are still close to the other side of the veil. What is the veil? So a lot of people might call it the glass ceiling, the veil. It's we can call it curtain, right? It's the line between the physical and the metaphysical. The other side of the veil is where all of spirit lives, exists, right? That is where your higher self is. That is where your ancestors are. That is where God is, right? On the other side. Well, God is inside you. So there's, God is everywhere, actually. The life force energy that is in the air is God. But my point is, the other side of the veil is that metaphysical realm, that mysterious, esoteric, like ethereal place that we don't know too much about. Well, in this time and space that our earth is currently in, the veil is getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. So you're able to cross the other side of the veil way easier than you were maybe 20, 30 years ago, or even further. Okay, so having access to the other side of the veil is what's going to give you a solid, strong spiritual connection. So like I was saying, children are still close and are able to go back and forth to the other side of the veil. That's why they say kids see ghosts, or children see spirits or angels, or, you know, whatever. And pets, right? Animals do too, because they are at a high level of consciousness for them. You know, animals don't necessarily have free choice in the same way that we do. They are more off of survival and instinct, but their intentions are still very pure. Does that make sense? Like, animals have a direct intention, like pet me, feed me, let me go outside, right? There's no hidden agendas with animals. But with people, you can't always say the same thing. But babies, that's why you guys remember that show, and I mean, whatever about Bill Cosby, but y'all remember that show, Kids Say the Darndest Things. That's because kids are so honest. Kids are just, they see things the way that they are, and then they're just like, say them, right? They're just so honest and pure and genuine. You know, that's why it's important when you expand and when you grow in consciousness to really tap into that inner child. Remember what it was like when everything was already taken care of for you. Because honestly, when you really think about it, it is. We are like the embryo to the earth's womb, okay? Mother Earth, we are in the womb of Mother Earth, and she takes care of us. She provides for us food, right? Shelter, right? Water, oxygen, all of these things that we need to survive. Lean into that. Lean into the universe a little bit. Lean into the fact that you are divinely supported. Okay, every single one of you is divinely supported. But until you believe it and you start behaving as if you are divinely supported, you're still gonna try to control things in your life and mess things up and get upset when, you know, the package is wrapped in newspaper when it's really an amazing gift in your life. Do you get what I'm saying? Do not block these blessings from coming through because you think that it should go a certain way, or you think you need to be in control of the situation. Receive and release. That is my favorite mantra that I have been going through over the past, I would say probably month or so. Receive and release, because whatever is not for you is not in alignment for you. But whatever is for you, if you release what's not for you, will attract itself to you. Does that make sense? Are we following me? Okay, I'm dropping a lot of gems here, so I need to make sure y'all are keeping up. All right. So how do we graduate the School of Earth? Well, that's a great question. Like I said, it's learning how to utilize your free will to achieve a specific result. So for example, when you are choosing a high vibrational route, the more you do that, the more you speak life into other beings, the more you really find your own alignment and connect with your higher self and really create that symbiotic relationship between the two. That is how you elevate in consciousness. That is how you ascend in this lifetime. Okay, so it is being as close as you can to the benevolence that we came from. That is how you graduate the School of Earth. When someone, you know, calls you names or talks about you, how do you respond? Do you get angry? Do you react to that? Or do you say, the God in me recognizes the God in you, and I'm sorry you're having a bad day? Receive and release. That's all it takes. That is how you elevate yourself in consciousness. It's making a choice every moment. Everything that you do is a choice. Your reaction is a choice. Let's say you get into a car accident, and I don't wish that upon anybody, but this is just a hypothetical situation, right? What happens 9 times out of 10? Let's say somebody hit you. Oh, what the fuck, right? You know, we can choose how we react. When you react in a negative way, you put a lot of negative energy out into the atmosphere. And then what happens is that negative energy is returned to you through the outcome of that situation. However, if you shift your perspective just a little bit and say, well, this seems to be a pretty shitty situation. But honestly, something good could come out of it, right? You never know. You never know what could happen, who you could meet, who hit you, right? The opportunities or the doors or the people. Maybe it was time for you to get a new car. Maybe it was time for you to get a little thing shaken up in your life in order to make a change in your life. So I want to empower every single one of you to be conscious in everything that you do, everything that comes out of your mouth, everything that you physically do in this life. Make that conscious decision. Is this the highest vibrational route? Does this bring me closer to my benevolence? Is this in alignment with my divine purpose? If the answer is no, then don't do or say whatever it was that you was finna do. You get me? Learn how to use your free choice, people. Learn that using your free choice is your power. When you utilize your free choice as a power, as a benefit, as an asset, guess what's going to happen? Your manifestation abilities are going to soar, going to skyrocket. I'm at the point where I'll say something, I'm going to get a random deposit today. And it happens. You see, I just low-key manifested that, period. But for real, like it gets to the point once okay, one more quick story and then I will finish this. Farmer Bill has to drive a mile to go drop the feed off to his cows, right? So he loads up his tractor, he gets in his tractor and he drives every day, maybe once a day, maybe 2 times a day, right? Every day. So after a couple of years, what happens, right? Those wheels dig these little ruts in the ground, right? That take him to the cows. Well, after 5 years, does Farmer Bill have to steer the tractor anymore? No, he's pretty much on autopilot. He throws it in gear and kicks back and lets the ruts do their job, right? Let's say he's looking for expansion. This is a parable, okay? So utilize this in real life. Let's say Farmer Bill's looking for expansion. He's looking to elevate his business, right? Or his mindset, right? So he decides to get a chicken coop, but it's on the other side of the farm. Now, can Farmer Bill just hop in the tractor and throw it in gear and get to the chicken coop? No, that's going to take him to the cows. He doesn't want to go to the cows. He's elevated now. He wants to go to the chicken coop. So what does he have to do? He has to make just a 1/4 degree of a turn at the very beginning, right? At the start of your day, at the very beginning, make a 1/4 degree turn. And then he goes in the other direction. It's the same distance, just a different direction, right? It doesn't mean he has to turn the tractor all the way around and do all this extra work and do all this extra stuff that we always feel like we have to do. All he did was a 1/4 turn, and then it took him to the chicken coop. Now, day after day of him going to the chicken coop, what happens? He builds those same little ruts in the ground, right? So after a while, it becomes autopilot for him to take himself to the chicken coop. So when you're in a situation where you need to change your mindset, or you need to change something to raise yourself in consciousness, or you need to adapt something new or whatever, ask yourself what your willingness to learn is. What is your willingness to accept change? And then once you are honest with yourself and you are willing to accept change and you are willing to learn, just make a 1/4 degree of a turn and see how different that'll take, how far in a different place that will take you. I'm tired of going to the cows. You know what I'm saying? That's that old energy. That does not serve me anymore. I'm focused on going to that chicken coop. I'm focused on elevation, right? So when you are in that situation, when you want that change, when you want to learn and grow more, don't get overwhelmed and think that you have to do a million different things in order to get there. It's one step at a time. Kaizen. It's I believe, Japanese word that means slow, incremental growth. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You got to take it one foot in front of the other. Change one thing today. Focus on what you're going to change today. What are you going to change today? Matter of fact, put it down in the comments. What are you going to do just to change that perspective, that 25-degree perspective, right? That quarter degree. What are you going to do to change that? What are you going to do to improve your life? I want to know. Put it down in the comments. All right, that is all I have for you guys this week. I appreciate every single one of you, and I wish you all a happy graduation on the School of Earth. Welcome. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you guys. Have a beautiful, blissful, amazing week, and I will see you next week. Asè and Namaste.